What's going on, guys? This is Derek from Strive Fitness. Today's video, we're going to end up going over what happens when the diet is not working. And so just to put a picture in your guys' head, this is when we are going past that consistency, and no matter what we are possibly doing, the scale or the inches or anything like that, it's just not working. And so we're pretty much at a loss. All right. And so that is the section of what we're going over today. A lot of times when we start talking about dieting is generally one of the easier things when you are first starting off. And so a lot of times the first question is, are you actually consistent? And so, if you're not consistent, that tends to be the main reason why so many people, why they're saying the diet is not working, right? They're not tracking, they're not paying attention to it. Weekends are off the kilter and stuff like that. So we're not necessarily going to talk about that today. That's another video. Today is all about when you are consistent, right? No matter what you're doing, you're tracking everything, you're doing everything perfect and working out like 5 days a week. And no matter what happens, nothing is happening. The scale is not moving. But a lot of times people are like, oh, but my pant size fit differently. That's progress. This is all about when nothing is happening. And so that's pretty much the video that we're going to end up going over. And the main thing that you want to think of, right? And this is why so much nutrition coaching is very, very individual. That's why the answer is always, it depends, right? If someone comes to me and like, my nutrition is just not working, it very much depends on what's actually going on. And so what it depends on is not necessarily what you do with the diet, unless you're just really, really not consistent. Majority of the time, it's what happens, what were you doing beforehand? And what I mean by that is it very much depends on what was going on. And majority of times your metabolism is just not ready for a diet phase. A lot of times that's why we go over the pre-diet checklist with people. Where are you at before you actually go through a diet? If you're a sports fan, this would be our preseason, before the season actually begins. For nutrition wise, this is our metabolic priming phase, right? So we are priming the body. We are, getting mastery of our metabolism in order to be ready, or for our body to be ready for a fat loss phase. Now, this is very, very different for every single individual, right? Some people just need to have better food quality, right, before they think about dropping calories, right? Maybe they need a little bit better habits. Maybe they have no idea what to plan, right? They're not really planning or anything like that. And so now they actually have to get that skill before they can start thinking about losing weight, right? So this phase is very much about prepping your body. And so those are relatively the easier ones. The harder versions is probably about 75, maybe 80-ish percentage of people that actually come and work with us, both in-house as well as online clients. And that is just the fact that they are chronic dieters. Even if they are not, always dieting, right? Maybe they fell off and they're not really, tracking or anything like that. And no matter when they get back on track, they're still not finding results. They're still probably eating relatively low calories. Most people are, especially women, right? The metabolisms are very, very highly stressed. And so maybe they're working out like 6 days a week. And even they might not be paying attention to the calories, but more than likely they're probably not eating a crazy amount, or they're constant yo-yo dieting. A lot of times their metabolism is not ready to actually promote fat loss. And so it's more of what you're doing beforehand as opposed to what you were doing the diet. So that's really what you want to pay attention to. Most people, like I mentioned, some people, they need a little bit more better quality of foods. Maybe they need a little bit better habits. If that doesn't take, a lot of times some people need more muscle. Some people need more food in order to promote that metabolism to get it running again. Some people need more recovery. A lot of that will end up helping your body to actually have a better fat loss phase, right? So if you are doing everything underneath the sun that you think should promote fat loss, a lot of times you sort of have to see the writing on the wall. And that's why we track metrics. That's why we track weight, inches. Are you compliant with the program? Are you consistent? Are you adhering? Because if we're doing all of that stuff, and no matter what happens, you're not getting results, usually the issue becomes our metabolism is not primed. So a lot of times what we try to do when people first come in for nutrition, it's to put our body into that metabolic priming phase. So that way we can actually have a good fat loss goal. It might not happen right away, but now it's going to be a lot easier, a lot more predictable, and you have a lot more control over it. Okay, so if you are some of those people, right, you try a diet and no matter what you do, it's just not working at 1,400 calories, not working at 1,200 calories. And no matter what you do, you are consistent. Usually the issue is, hey, you know what? You actually need to spend some time to actually prime that metabolism to promote that fat loss. So what do? Well, this is what we would call a reverse diet. You're going to bring up your calories, promote recovery. And if we're working out 7 days a week, we're not working out 7 days a week. We're working out maybe 5, right? We're upping our steps instead of doing high intensity interval trainings every single day. We're promoting muscle building by eating more calories and strength training. So that way we can finally get that lean look that most people are looking for. But the most important thing is to actually bring up those calories, spend some time there, build the muscle, go through an actual muscle building phase. During that time, maybe you don't lose weight, but your inches should start coming off. You start feeling a little bit less fluffy, right? You feel a lot stronger. You do that, and then when you're ready to do a cut, when you're ready to finally do a fat loss phase, now it's a lot more predictable. It's a lot more, your body's a lot more happy. So now you have a little bit more control by being able to drop some calories, adding some cardio back in. Today's day and age, most people need that just simply because they're very, very overstressed. Some people that have never really dieted before, just adding strength training and fine tuning the nutrition gets you results. But most people, even if they are, a lot of times people will say that I wasn't tracking for 6 weeks or for a while. And, the holidays, I gained like 10 pounds. So I should be able to lose at like 1,400 calories. If we haven't been consistent at higher calories, our body generally doesn't know what the hell is going on, right? So we want to be at higher calories. And then that way, when we're ready to lose weight, our body is actually ready to lose weight. So that is the main reason of what happens when your diet is not working when you are actually consistent, right? You want to be able to make your metabolism happy by priming it. And then that way, it's a lot more predictable and it's a lot more easier and it's a lot more mentally satisfying because you have that control again, like it was the first time you've ever tried to diet, which is usually a lot easier than all the other times because the metabolism's a lot happy. Is a lot more stubborn each time go around. So if you are one of those people, that was what we would suggest. And again, if you need it, click below that click below and put a comment reverse diet, and I can send you over that document. I can tag you guys in there, and then that way we can actually promote a little bit more better fat loss the next time you end up trying to do that. If you have any questions, feel free to ask away. Feel free to message me on what would be the best route, and I will talk to you guys